Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you're seeing this video here. My name is Vinny, and I am here with who I would consider my very first, one of my very first supervisors in my current profession.
That's true.
And I'll start out by saying this, that, and I was thinking about this before we talked, that at the time, 18 years ago, I didn't realize what a rare breed you were and are. Being in an organization for 18 years now, I've seen what kind of leader you were with what we do in our profession. And your leadership is unlike a lot of people that I've been around, and you can take that however you want. But selfless servant leadership is a rare quality these days. And for you to take a young kid like me, at the time I was 19 years old when I started, and to speak life over me was very rewarding. I don't know if rewarding is not the word, but empowering to think that, you know, someone believed in me at 19 to become something more than I was at the time. So thank you for that, for whatever that's worth.
Wow.
I didn't know that we would cross paths again 18 years later, and we would cross paths and do this weight loss thing with Skinny with Vinny. So
yeah,
journey for sure.
Well, you know, you're making me feel old when you say you were, that's 18 years ago. Oh, Lord, have mercy. How much time has passed?
18 years ago. I can remember the first time I came into our facility, and you looked over at me and you smiled and you said, "You have that look already." I didn't know what that meant at the time, and I hope that it was good, but you just smiled and said, "You got the look already." And then we went from there. So it was a fun time. It seems like yesterday, but it wasn't yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't yesterday. You know, I'm smiling because, you know, I started the same way that you started, as in the cadet, coming in a cadet style dispatcher. And so definitely can relate. And wow, 18 years. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but like you say, it seems like yesterday, but it's not yesterday for sure. For sure.
So I posted something on Facebook in January of 2019 at the beginning of the year, and I took a chance and I simply said, "Hey, I'm going to go on a weight loss journey. I want to compete again. I want to get to the best shape of my life. Who wants to come with me?" And one of the first 10 people that said yes was yourself. In fact, you were the first person to actually message me. I don't know if I told you that, but the first message I got was actually from you. And I knew that you were serious when you messaged me initially in that group of 10. So my question is what made you take that leap? And I'd said this prior to that, a lot of people use age, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make you feel old, as an excuse, but you didn't use that as an excuse. In fact, you're one of my top all-time weight loss leaders, losing nearly 15% of your total mass, and we'll get into that as we talk. But what made you make that decision?
You know what? I was at a place in life where, and you know, but I'll let everybody else know, I get the opportunity to travel all over the United States. I'm speaking before law enforcement officers, and you have to be comfortable with yourself. That's one of the biggest things for me. So it's hard for me to talk about discipline, and it's hard for me to talk about leadership. And I'm standing up there looking like the Goodyear blimp, you know, and just got tired of myself and says, now's the time. And it was kind of like divine, and I believe in divine appointments. I'm saying that literally. I'm not just saying that to have something to say. I believe in divine appointments. And it was like you sent it, and it was like, okay, this is perfect, because I'm that person that I need somebody in my ear saying, okay, did you do it? Did you do it? Are you doing it? And I need that type of coaxing and inspiration to get things done. And so I knew when I started, and I had told my wife, I says, okay, it's time. I'm coming into a new year of teaching, and I didn't want to be the same person that I was, and it just worked out perfect.
Yep. And your journey was, it empowered me, and I think it empowered a lot in the group, because you were having those steady incremental weight loss. In fact, you got to the point, correct me if I'm wrong, where you had to buy you were buying new belts, new pants, new jackets, or you were wearing your same jackets, but you were swimming in your stuff because you had lost a significant amount of weight. And if you want to share that, you started, I don't know if you want to share where you started and where you finished, but you lost a total amount of weight. I just checked 40 pounds, which is huge. That's a 45-pound plate in the gym. Imagine being on a treadmill, if you're watching this, and carrying a 45-pound plate and trying to run on a treadmill. That's what you were doing. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I actually did. I was starting at 279, right around in there. And you know how you want your weight to flux. But about 279, I'd weigh in at 275, sometimes 283, something like that. Yeah. And begin to do the program. And I begin to follow what you had instructed. And I was being strict. My wife was helping me, got a great wife, 37 years. And by the way, because we're talking about this, I'm about to turn 60 years old. And so we're not talking, I'm not that 45-year-old guy that I want to be, and I think I am in my head. But I'm about to turn 60. I'll turn 60 February the 11th, in fact.
See, that is a huge testament, the fact that you did this at 59 years old going on to 60, because I hear sometimes people think they're too old or it's past them. It hasn't, obviously, clearly. You know, my metabolism is too slow, whatever the excuse is. You didn't have that excuse. You did the program, you took the supplements, you did the workouts.
Yes.
You lost 40 pounds.
Yes, came down to, my best came down to was 238. And it wasn't like I was weighing myself every day. You had said something that was significant, was that I was starting to swim in my pants. I had made it up to for sure 42, and possibly could have done a 44 in the waist back at that time, and down to a 38, and I'm still wearing a 38, and very proud of that. And it helps me if they start to get tight. It lets me know, okay, wait a minute, you need to kick it in. You got to kick it in. But yeah, from a 42 to a 38, and I came down to 238, 240 right in there was where I settled in at. So
great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I mean, so if somebody's watching this and they've heard your story, they've heard that you're nearly 60 years old, you've lost 40 pounds. If somebody's on the fence and they're like, man, I don't know if this is for me, this is going to be too much work, or I'm too far gone, or whatever the excuse is, what advice might you say to say, hey, I know Thanksgiving's coming up, I know Christmas is coming up, but I'll say this, just so you know, and I think I texted you this yesterday, I'm going to kickstart right after Thanksgiving. So if you want to pig out on Thursday, do what you want, pig out on Thursday, but I'm offering a new kickstart program. It's going to be a good discount because it's going to be that sales weekend where I myself I'm starting a diet on Monday. So it's basically the same thing. If you want to jump on board with me with what I'm doing, I'm going to be competing in another show. Now, not everybody wants to compete, and that's fine. I don't think everybody should. You didn't want to.
No.
But if they're on the fence, what advice would you give them?
Just do it. And you know what? We've heard that so many times, that phrase, just do it. There's no reason stopping us. One of my other reasons for doing this is because I do have grandkids. And as my grandkids begin to grow, and they're getting involved in sports and swimming, and my grandson wants to play basketball and all that kind of stuff, Vinny, I have to be around. I'm going to be around to see them grow. Absolutely. I'm going to be around to speak into their lives and prepare them for the world that's out there. And can't do it if you're not healthy. And me and my wife, we intend on living a very long, healthy, prosperous life. And, there's so many people that we know that are friends and likewise family who they're carrying that excess weight. And when they're carrying that weight, diabetes and all those other things that runs in different people's families. And I'm not claiming any of that. You hear that? And that's one of those other things, is because I want to be healthy. Got a new grandchild on the way down in Warner Robins, Georgia. My youngest baby's getting ready to have her first. And I plan on being around as long as I possibly can, healthy, mobile. I'm going to say this. I'm not looking to be in a, that bodybuilder total look, but it sure is nice when your wife says, looking pretty good there, boy, It sure is nice when people, and I'm not doing it for nobody else. I must say this too. I'm not doing it for people. But people, they begin to notice and they're saying, wow, dude, wow, something has changed. What is it? And so to take that weight off, let me say this. I come from that family. My dad was 6'6", and he was that string bean that could eat anything, and he never showed the weight. But then my mom, she was probably about 5'8", and I don't want to say she was stout or fat. I'm going to say stout, okay? God bless her. I took after my mom, not after my dad. And, body has something to do with it. But even that is not an excuse for not being as healthy as I possibly can. And I'm putting this out with you saying that. I'm about to jump back on board, and let's get started again. No, I need to get started again.
Awesome.
Let me say one more thing. Okay, I'm a talker, I guess. That's what I do.
Oh, the floor is yours.
What's so cool is that I travel almost every week. I'm in a different city almost every week teaching. And so even for me, I've been able to discipline myself. I'm laughing because I'll take the supplements and I'll take the UMP. I'll put it in that suitcase. And, Vinny will know from time to time I'm saying, okay, skinny with Vinny in Washington, the state, or skinny with Vinny in Tennessee, or wherever I'm at. And Planet, I'm not advertising for Planet Fitness or anything like that, but I do have their black card, and almost any place that I go, there is a Planet Fitness. So I'm able to, after I get through working, I get in that gym and I do what I have to do. Helps me to sleep better. It really does. Helps me to sleep better, and wake up invigorated in the morning. So I'm getting ready to jump back on it too. Yes, I will.
I'm glad that you brought up the travel part too, because people talk about how busy they are. That's one of the excuses I'll get, because I'll get inquiries frequently, and before I even accept somebody, I put them through a series of questions. And that's not because I don't, I'm trying to be hard on them, but I don't work with or accept just anyone in the group. And I say that because if you don't want to work hard, or if you have a lot of excuses, we're not going to be a good match. We just won't, because it takes hard work and dedication and self-discipline and other fruits of the spirit that you'll find in the Word to be successful. And if that's not for you, that's totally fine. If Weight Watchers is your thing and you don't want to go to the gym and watch television and just take it easy, then that's for you. That's totally fine. But Skinny with Vinny is not for those who don't want to work hard and be self-disciplined. It just isn't. So if that is something you're looking for, we're not going to be a match. And I'm not afraid to say that, because I love the fact that our group is full of individuals like yourself who work hard, who are dedicated, who have lost 40 pounds. A 45-pound plate is off your body, and you don't have it on the treadmill. I want to do the video carrying a 45-pound plate and try to jog for 20 minutes. It's like kind of impossible. That came off of you. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Definitely crazy. I'm thinking of also, I'm trying to think of what state I was in when we first got started back in January, because I took the pictures. You said take some pictures. I'll never show anybody those pictures besides my wife. Right. And she likewise, when I seen them, I was like, OMG. Like, pictures don't lie. It's like, OMG, this is not good. And so that likewise was honestly an inspiration. And I'm looking forward to getting started. I haven't, and I'm confessing, I haven't been as strict as I was, but I'm monitoring. I'm still taking the supplements. I'm ordering them and I keep them in. I do work out, not following what you have been putting out all the time, but I'm keeping the workouts in, I'm keeping the cardio in, but I want to get strict again, back on it with a new year coming, and looking forward to seeing. I'm going to be scared when I say this, but I actually would like to see myself get down to 225. Maybe even 220. Yeah. And right now, I'm resting at about 245, 248. And so I would like to see what 225 would really look like.
What did you weigh when you came on?
It was 279.
No, I'm sorry. When you started your career back in the day, what were you back then?
It was, 176 pounds.
Wow. Okay. So the reason I asked that is that 220 is completely doable for you. I just wanted to get a baseline of what was normal when you were a little bit younger. So that's very doable for you. You said 150. I'd say we're not going to do that.
No. I can remember when I came out of the academy. I was right at 176. Give or take, and that was, we were doing a lot of running and everything that we do in the academy. So if I'm not that young man no more, I know that, but I think 220.
What academy class?
109. Woo-hoo. 109. What class you out of?
140.
Good Lord. What year is that?
03 is when I graduated, but I started in Warren in 01.
Wow.
November 5th, 01 is when I started.
So you gotta, for those who are listening to this conversation, I started in the patrol in 1978 as a cadet, and I actually went to the academy in 1980. October 11th, 1980. I graduated early. I was still 20. And then I went back down on my 21st birthday, February 11th, my 21st birthday, and got sworn in.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we're all the way.
I didn't start the academy until they knew I would be 21, so I could swear in the class probably.
Yeah. It was, I don't think too many people got to do that because it was so close. We graduated, I can remember graduating on February the 6th, and then I had to go back to the patrol post for 5 days, and then went back down with whoever the lieutenant was. I can't remember right offhand. And I got sworn in, and then I got my uniforms in 1981, February the 11th, 1981 on my birthday.
I will not tell you what year I was born, sir.
Look, you're my daughter's age, okay? You're my kid's age, so it's all good.
I appreciate that.
And I've earned this gray hair up here, it's I don't color it or anything like that. I am who I am, so cool.
So you're doing me a favor doing this this interview with me. What's behind you? You said you're in a studio. What do you do now? I mean, as far as the studio stuff, if you want to talk about that at all.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually in my recording studio right now. I would turn the camera. You hear it says if the music is too loud, you're too old, and all that kind of stuff like that. We do all types of music. We do commercials. We do podcasts. We do the entree musician. I'm just introducing people to music and those type of things. And that's, I'm going to say, a hobby on the side for me. I have a friend that I work with, Jerry B. He's down here more than I am. It's actually my building. And we're in Girard, Ohio. You're familiar with Girard?
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah, you're familiar with Girard. And so, yeah. So that's what it is. And we do all type of things with music, recording, all that type of stuff. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll post a link below, send me something, and I'll put it below if someone wanted to check out your studio, if they're local to your area. All right,
Cool.
Well, Jerry, I appreciate you taking the time here to speak with me on Skinny with Vinny. I'm excited to get you back on board, per se. I mean, you're in the group, obviously. You have live access to the group.
Yes.
But you want that one-on-one type. Are you doing it this week? Which I hear feedback from folks is when they lose that, they just need that. Some people just need that, and that's okay. So I'm excited about that. Thank you for taking the time to do this with me. I really appreciate it. And now is the time, especially this Friday or Thanksgiving Friday, because I'm going to be offering a sale to you guys. So if you do want to do it, message me. I'll give you those details. Anyone watching, and I think you're going to like it because we have a great private group, good interaction. We talk about things that aren't necessarily related. If you need prayer for something in your life, we're going to pray for you and go from there. And I really want to incorporate more of that spiritual side into this group because that is vitally important to your success. Because your mind, your environment, this sets the tone for you being successful. Because if you don't believe, you can't say you're going to try. Either you are going to lose weight and be healthy, or you're not. There is no try. You don't try, you simply do it. You just do it. Nike just their slogan is the best one out there. Just do it. Just do it. Whether you know I don't know, but the slogan is that's the best one. So
it's definitely a mindset, and you're saying it right. You just got to, and with God's help, just as you say, everything is possible. And we set out each day with Him, and it comes about for sure.
You need to get your buddy Mr. Marvin on board with this, and hopefully he may see this or may not see this, but he'd be a good candidate, I think, for
he would.
Good morning. So,
he would.
Fun too. It'd be great to have.
There you go.
So anyway, thank you, sir. You have a great night, and I will be in touch. And we'll talk soon.
Cool beans. Appreciate it.